part two of why I love the Golden Girls so much. Whenever they had a character that was coming in as a main character who was gay, they did not go through the stereotypes. They built them up as a real person. I think that was, that was unheard of at that time. And even now, sometimes it still happens. But they painted these characters as real. And that was beautiful. So then we have the episode where Blanche's brother was going to marry a man. And she did not understand this. As always, we know this character well, and she made that about herself. But everybody had to really open her eyes up to the idea that you love your brother, don't you? And if you can't accept him or his marriage, you're going to lose him. How relevant is that today? How important is that message to let people know this is something larger than yourself? It's about somebody that you care about. One of the most important lessons is that life doesn't come to a standstill no matter how old you are. The fear of getting older and losing our youth. The fear of mortality for ourselves and our loved ones. So when one of them was going through something scary with their health, everybody was going through it. They were all in it together. So it shows those two different lenses. It also shows the one episode where Dorothy wanted so much to hold on to all these memories with her mother that she was kind of boxing her in. I think they mentioned, when you put fireflies in a jar and you put the lid on and they can't breathe. I think that they mentioned something about that. But to know that it's not about boxing ourselves into a room and looking at slides and old photos, but getting out there and making memories and holding on to that. So they had some very insightful episodes about, it doesn't matter how old you get. And really, they weren't that old. But at the time, they were not the common demographic within a television show. And I think that they were one of the first to really bring this idea that age really was just a number. They were more active than I am. And granted, I take into consideration that, yeah, it's a show, but, and it was the 80s. But, there's all these concepts going on and reminders of seizing the moment, and just so expertly done at a time where all these things were kind of just not addressed or not talked about. I think their age allowed them to address things that didn't sound offensive, whether it was a word or a very real issue like teen pregnancy, which I talked about in the last video.